Well, there's an argument to say in modern snooker that breaking off now is a disadvantage because players are so good at potting them from distance. But as break-offs go, that's a pretty effective one from Mark Allen. Allen should come into this feeling quite confident. His last engagement was the qualifier for the World Open last week. He beat Louis Heathcote 5-2 to make it to Yushan. Real high quality match. Allen responsible for a couple of centuries. When it comes to safety knowledge, there is no doubt Allen is superior. When it comes to potting, few are superior to Wu.
One.
Try to hold the cue ball for the gap to make the pink available to the left-hand middle pocket. And whether he has or not is questionable. Yeah, he's okay.
Seven. Mark Allen, 7.
Now, Allen stayed down on that. He wasn't quite sure whether he'd potted it or not. I thought it was wide, but sometimes on day one, the pockets play a little more generously than as the week progresses. But it refused to drop.
1. Six.
Still only 22 years of age, Wu. Snooker world at his feet.
Seven.
Now, this is a big shot at any juncture of any frame of any match. But so early on, this will be a real tester. You might have seen there, caught the cushion
14.
Before the pocket, but it still went in.
15.
Tall lad,
22.
Yize. A very wide stance.
23.
He's got excellent reach. But also, he's extremely good left-handed. So doesn't use the rest anywhere near as much as some other players for those reasons.
Nine. $30.
Out in the arena, the first ringing phone of the week, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Now that was interesting. The cue ball bananaed as he wanted it to, but just
37.
a little too late to go into the pack.
Yize 37. One.
It is an absolutely massive asset. He knocks in balls like that so regularly. Simply outstanding potter from distance. And by the way, he's no slouch when it comes to scoring. He's made 48 centuries this season, which is exactly double the total of his opponent today.
Four.
A couple of shots he's played, including the red there, tells us he's still getting attuned to the table.
Nine.
Now here's the ambidextrous skill I was telling you about.
10.
Not on the right side of the blue though. Again, underlining
15.
how good he is, just manufacturing an angle.
$16. 21.
Another crackerjack of a positional shot, getting to the point where he's close to winning the opening frame. Especially
22.
now he's removed that red. It should be 1-0 from here. 52 in front, so the pink and one more red required.
$28.
Just consulting the in-arena scoreboard. And it really is amazing
28.
how often players miss frame ball. There's just that extra layer of pressure that causes them to go astray. Still holding a lot of cards here though. 58 in front, 59 on. It's imperative for Alan to free that black. On the other side of the coin, Wu well aware that this frame is not yet won. His intent is to keep things tight. Without recourse to penalty points, there's no leeway for Alan whatsoever. If he does get the chance, he has to pot 4 reds, 4 blacks and all the colours to win by a single point. He has seen a red go across this top cushion and topple in, even though it made contact with the cushion before. But the red that Alan has left, yes, it's a tempter of sorts, but in this situation, surely it's not the ball to go for.
1.
Well, he refused that red on his previous visit. That time knocked it in with great aplomb, and now the first frame will fall to the younger man. Caught that yellow very badly. That's why he's snookered himself on all 3 reds. But I think it's a little too late to reignite Alan's realistic hope.
Who is a free?
Alan's doing the right thing. He's in that free ball zone, as we call it. So 61 behind, 51 on. If he were to get a snooker that yielded a free ball, he could still win the frame.
One.
But there's no ifs, buts or maybes. He has to pot a colour here. If he doesn't, I'm sure he will concede.
Seven. 8.
Now the red that's left on the table, that's in a really good position for Alan, actually. If he can knock this black in, then he's got the opportunity to lay a meaningful snooker. In an ideal world, he would love to get
15.
Wu trapped, of course, but also to get the red very close to a colour. Increasing the possibility of a free ball.
15.
Okay, to snooker, but that's nothing to overly worry Wu about. Now that's a more troublesome trap. Although again, in terms of leaving a free ball, unless he's really careless, he shouldn't do that.
Foul. Mark Allen 4.
Wu is just thinking, not again. Last week, in the final, the overall final of the Championship League, up in Leicester, in the third frame of that final, Mark Selby needed 3 snookers, got them, might well have won the frame, but he missed the green with the rest. So that will have taught Wu a lesson. Take nothing for granted. Mark Allen needed 3 snookers in this one. Now it's down to 2. But the red has bounced. This one should be cut in, and the frame will conclude. Just can't kill it off, can he? And he might come to regret that, Wu. Not bad, and the yellow going close to the brown provides a really big target to get the cue ball behind. So Alan's chances look bleak, very bleak. Now there's a degree of hope. Well, these are the kind of pots that Wu normally knocks in for breakfast.
One.
So that surely is it now. Had a few anxious moments, did Wu Yize. But he floated in some really good balls and fully deserves to draw first blood.
8. Thank you. 10. $13. $17. $22. $28. $35 in the frame. What is
Mark
it?
Allen. This Players' Championship is the second, the middle leg of the Players' Series, which concludes in Manchester with the Tour Championship. Only the top 12 on the one-year list go there. And right now it's looking really good for Wu Yize. He's 7th. Over 100,000 points clear of the 13th player, Zhou Yulong. Yeah, the situation for Mark Allen in terms of making the Tour Championship is a little more tenuous. He's 11th on the one-year list. So a good run here, or indeed at the Welsh Open and then the World Open, would do him the power of good. It's a real badge of honour these days for players to qualify for the Tour Championship.
Touching ball.
Touching ball means Alan's got a little more latitude to take the cue ball into bulk. That was a real safety error from Wu, and if he's covered the red over the pocket, he can count himself very fortunate indeed. I think from Alan's body language, he can get through. Has to use side though.
One.
That was really cleverly played into the thick part of the pocket, which helped him hold the cue ball.
Eight. Nine. Fourteen. Fifteen.
Not all that many meetings between these two. Alan leads 2-1 in their head-to-head series, and he won their most important meeting, second round of the UK Championship in 2024. Didn't just win that day, he played extremely well. A couple of centuries, 5
20.
other breaks over 50. A duplication of that kind of form would serve him well today.
$21. 27.
Has to be remembered as well that Mark Allen is trying to win this tournament for the second time in 3 years. He was the champion
8.
right here in Telford in 2024. Beat Mark Williams, Gary Wilson, Ali Carter, and in the final, Zhang Anda, 10-8. It wasn't a classic final, that's being diplomatic.
$34. 35.
A little off balance when he played that. At least the cue ball has come to rest just in the nick of time.
$37. 38. 40.
so far.
45.
A stoic response from Alan, and he's got the chance here to split the bunch.
$46.
Split, not quite the word, more a disturbance, but it works.
$51. Mark Allen, 51.
He will simply despise that. Done so well to get past the half-century mark, and then he just queued across the red. So ample on the table for Wu to mount a counter-attack. Nothing easy to begin with, though.
One. Eight.
The shot of a confident man, brilliantly played.
Nine.
The only negative about that black, which was so daring and bold, he did inadvertently knock a red towards the left-hand side cushion. But at least now he's got enough in the open to at least get back in the
16.
frame.
$17.
Also in his
24.
favour, the fact that the two awkward reds are close together, so they do provide a big target should he try and remove them. Well, it's two for the price of one.
32.
And now there's an argument to say Wu is favourite to win the frame. That worked out a treat. Pink going on its spot certainly helps matters.
39.
And we'll be sitting there stewing Missing what was for him
40.
quite a straightforward red. Well, I said a while ago,
47.
Wu was favourite for the frame. Now he's dropped there. He most definitely is. Okay, the green's off its spot, but that shouldn't pose too much of a problem.
Yize 47.
Wow. What a miss.
One.
A reprieved Mark Allen. Surely can't believe his luck. But with the green off its spot, he still has work to do. Allen 7 ahead, so he needs yellow, green, brown and blue.
Five. Eight.
An untimely burst of applause from the other table there, but Allen was unaffected, concentration intact.
12. $17.
Absolutely no heroics whatsoever there, just rolling in frame ball blue.
Mark Allen 17 and the frame.
The manner in which frame 2 was resolved, real boost for Mark Allen. Constituted a blow for Yize, who must have been really surprised to miss that last red, having done the bulk of the heavy lifting in terms of that clearance. So this is a first round match in the Players' Championship. Looking for a quarter-final against either Mark Selby or Jack Lisowski. And that's the real calling card of these Players Series events. Certainly the Players Championship and the Tour Championship. Every match could be a final. It's quality everywhere you look.
One.
Simply superb. And now Mark Allen, where he loves to be, where he excels in and around the black. When it comes to building breaks at the business end of a snooker table, he's amongst the very best because his control of the cue ball is exceptional.
9. Sixteen. Seventeen. Two.
Trusts in the plant.
$23.
And the Reds have spread beautifully. What an opportunity here to build on the momentum of the previous frame.
Nine. 30. $37.
These are the opportunities an informed Mark Allen normally devours.
38. $43. 44.
So far, not a vintage season for Mark Allen, but certainly not a bad one. If he prevails today, it would yield his 5th ranking
51.
event quarter-final of the campaign.
52. 59. 60.
Did not expect the cue ball to react quite like that. It's a zip back off the red. So instead of potting his intended colour, the blue, it's the yellow. Now this is the kind of range
62.
red that he missed when in control of the previous frame.
$63.
This time into the heart of the pocket. And very quickly, in fact in 7 minutes, we've arrived at frame ball.
$70. $71.
He's definitely screwing the cue ball
78.
back a lot easier than he imagines. That was well off.
Mark Allen, 78, and the frame.
But in one scoring visit, Mark Allen, around 15 minutes or so ago, Yize was closing in, seriously closing in on a 2-0 lead. Now, though, he's 2-1 down, looking to achieve parity going into the mid-session interval. But given the way he can make the cue ball dance, if he keeps spotting in reds like that from distance, Mark Allen, he is going to be really difficult to stop. That's more the forte of his opponent. A couple of really good long pots from Allen. One started the 78 break in frame 3. He's hoping the one he's just floated in will start a big break in this one.
Free. $4.
Annoyed with that.
11.
The only hope for Mark Allen to continue this break, taking the cue ball through the gap to pop the red that's just below the pink into the left-hand middle, but I think from his demeanour he can't do that. No, just running up for safety.
Mark Allen, 11.
That's the great thing about this Players' Championship. Right from the get-go, every match carries such importance. There's a real intense feeling about this one, and rightly so. Yize plays a very attacking game. More often than not, the reds go in and off he goes. But when they miss, he can be vulnerable.
One.
And that's Mark Allen all over. Really good cue ball.
6. Seven. Nine. Ten.
And at the risk of repetition, again, commanding wide ball skills.
17. 18.
'Well, he's handy on the pink, but what's next? Bratislav Matusiak, the referee, just asking for a few extra seconds because the pink spot is occupied, so he has to put the pink closest to its own spot because all other spots are occupied in a direct line with the black, which needs to be precise and takes a while. It's a process that breaks momentum of the player at the table, but it's unavoidable.
Five.
At that acute angle, there's no way he was going to power that red in, so had to accept leaving the cue ball on the incorrect side of the blue. Well, he's been a little
30.
unlucky there. It was a really good shot. Got into the pack, split some reds. But it doesn't seem to be any angle on the red that's closest to the top cushion, so no positional future in taking that one on. Very experienced Mark Allen.
Mark Allen 30.
Coming up to his 40th birthday later this week. He's been a pro since 2005. He understands right now things are going his way and he wants to keep it that way. scored that red slightly thicker than he wanted to. That's why the cue ball didn't have any chance of getting back into bulk, but it's okay in terms of containment. Nearly a very enterprising shot to nothing from Mark Allen. The only problem was he got too close to the pocket for his own good. The red trap there.
One.
Now from 47-0 down, or 51-0 down in the second frame, Yize might have stolen that. He didn't. He would love to steal this one.
Eight. Nine.
Now that's indicative of the
16.
confidence he's got in cue action with Yize. Didn't bother about leaving the cue ball at close range. To him, that is close range.
$24. 25. Yize 25.
A black just as surprising as the red, the last red he missed to the middle pocket, with frame 2 at his mercy.
One.
Looks really sharp, does Mark Allen. Not the first red he's knocked to a distant bulk pocket with aplomb. I wondered, you know, last week, the way he played in that World Open, is that going to be the start of a sustained burst of form? And maybe it is. What I like about him so far in this match, he's not been overly ponderous, he's not been negative.
9.
When he plays quickly, aggressively, decisively, that's when Mark Allen is at his most dangerous. But of course, his cause has been helped by 2 uncharacteristic mistakes from Yize.
14. 15.
that's frame ball. One more red to make
22.
absolutely sure.
Mark Allen, 22.
Well, could that be a source of regret? Yize only needs one snooker, 38 behind, 35 on.
One. Eight.
Allen will be kicking himself. Should have been marching into the mid-session interval now. He's having to expend some
Yize, 8.
nervous energy. Allen's well aware, of course, that Yize isn't some tactical maestro like John Higgins or Mark Selby who can time in knots in terms of getting snookers. We're well capable of pulling this frame out of the fire, no doubt about that. Allen, though, far too experienced to be flattered.
Make sure your phones are switched off, please.
Didn't want the double kiss. Now, the conventional wisdom when you need a snooker is to try and keep as many balls on the table as you can. But the juxtaposition of the green and brown might interest Wu, and consequently he might just spot the yellow here.
Two. Yize, 2.
Now, that could cause a few headaches because the green intentionally has been taken right next to the black.
Foul.
Yeah. He was frightened to put on too
Yize,
much
4.
side, Mark Allen,
And a free ball.
and he didn't put enough on. So, it's a free ball, but more to the point, the deficit now only 24 points for Wu, 25 on. He can nick this frame, you know. Who would have thought it?
Rumble.
This time, good solid contact made with the green. An almost maximum distance between cue ball and object ball. Well, if losing the second frame was a blow for Wu, losing this one for Mark Allen would be a sickener.
Free.
Well, Wu can definitely see the brown. Can he get through to the potting angle? Shake of the head tells us no.
Yize 3.
And that was weak in both senses of the word. It's amazing when you miss a straightforward ball to wrap up a frame. Sometimes the snooker gods don't forgive.
Four.
Not the worst.
Nine.
What a finish to a frame that looked in the bag for Mark Allen. It's a horrible pot, this, across this top cushion. So easy to wobble the
15.
black and leave it there, because the quieter the pace on the black, the better it is to pot it. But of course, the risk increases.
Yize
After
15.
all of that, Mark Allen comes to the table,
7 and a
joyous,
frame, Mark Allen.
and particularly at the end of the fourth
Thank
frame,
you.
Mark Allen leading 3-1. Yize might be thinking to himself he should be at least 2-2, maybe even in front, as they go into the second half of the contest. Fact remains, though, Mark Allen halfway to a place in the quarter-finals.
One.
Okay, the kiss at the end there did not do Wu any favours, but it's amazing how often he knocks in that kind of red at pace.
Blue ball.
If you've not been keeping abreast of the other table, well, John Higgins leads Neil Robertson 3-1 at their mid-session interval. It might have been 4-0 actually.
Yize 1.
Higgins was 3-0 up and well in front in the fourth frame, but Robertson salvaged that. Higgins making breaks of 70 and 84 thus far. We know about Yize's abundant skill. Now he's got to show heart and fighting qualities. Wu most certainly did fight when he beat Mark Allen for the only time so far in professional competition. Last 32 of the German Masters last year. He was 4-2 down, ended up a 5-4 winner.
As quiet as you can, please. Thank you.
Allen's done well to be in this position. The one thing he doesn't want to do from here is to go into his shell and play too negatively. So I think it was right to go for that red. But it could cost him.
1.
Well, if Yize is going to continue this break, he will have to be extremely attacking, because that mid-distance pot on pink, by no means easy, even for someone who's brilliant from distance like him. Magnificent he is with that kind of pot.
7.
Again, though, not the best of fortunes in terms of position. Had to be really delicate there to avoid the push shot.
Yize 7.
It was asking a lot.
Take your seats quickly, please.
Good crowd in this afternoon at the Telford International Centre. A lot of them returning from the mid-session interval on the other table. Many of those coming back into the stands were directly behind the pocket that Mark Allen just deftly knocked that one into. Now, though, I think everyone is seated. Allen didn't seem particularly perturbed either by the movement.
Six.
Might be perturbed about that one, though. That wasn't his best positional effort.
Seven.
And there's the knock-on effect. End of break.
Big ball. Mark Allen 7.
Yeah, I think it's important for Allen to remain positive in terms of his outlook on shot selections. You know that Wu will. Now there, the red was on, but Allen with the black tied up in the pink off its spot, was of the opinion that it wasn't worth the risk. Now the black is out in the open, so a much more open table. Well, Alan has done well there to avoid the red and indeed the blue, finding a very narrow channel. But the cue ball well short of where he wanted it, well short of the bulk line. Well, that will be a source of encouragement for Alan, realising that Wu, who normally gobbles up that kind of pot, has again failed.
One.
Mark Allen
3.
looking for his 72nd ranking event quarter-final.
Four. $11.
Ultimately, he would love to be here on Sunday, capturing his 23rd professional title. It would be his 13th in world ranking tournaments, which would put him tied 10th on the all-time list alongside Shaun Murphy.
Well. $19. 20. $7. 28.
He's got great bottle, Mark Allen. So consequently,
35.
while he's known for his extraordinary comebacks, he's also a really
36.
dependable front runner, as he's showing here.
$43.
The two reds pretty much welded together. Allen making sure that he can drop on one of them to knock it in. He's not quite sure, you know. When a player takes this amount of time, there is an element of doubt. Normally they have a sixth sense about this kind of situation. But clearly it's on the borderline.
$44.
Allen's concerns proved unfounded. And now 4-1 is really beckoning.
49. $50. $57. $58.
The black was frame ball, but after what happened in the fourth, he'll be delighted to knock in that extra red.
$65. $66.
Pre-interval, Allen made breaks of 51 and 78.
$73. Mark Allen, 73.
That's a
and
shame.
frame.
The first century of the tournament was over the course of a season. You see some very unlikely comebacks. But if Mark Allen were to take a 5-1 lead and move within a single frame of victory, it would be hard to imagine defeat for him today. Vitally important frame for Yize to win.
One.
Well, even though he's well behind, that ability to pot hasn't left him.
Six.
this visit crucial. Just re-establishing Yize in the match, making his presence felt again, reminding Mark Allen that he is such a terrific talent. He was not beaten yet.
Twelfth. Gotcha. Thirteen. Eighteen. Nineteen. $25. $26.
Already, Wu has done more than enough to earn the respect of every player on the tour. And even if he does get beaten today, I won't disguise the fact that this has been his breakthrough year, breakthrough season. He's got a massive upside.
31.
Such a bright future. After that, though, the future of this break might not be so bright. Good one required to keep it going.
$32.
Good one delivered, especially playing it so deftly. He held the cue ball on this side of the balk line, so retaining position.
$36.
Won the International Championship at the tail end of 2025, overcoming the likes of Zhang Anda, Judd Trump, Barry Hawkins, Zhao Xintong, and in the final, John Higgins. Semi-finalist at the Masters, might well have been a finalist, but he missed a vital
42.
ball against Kyron Wilson. Lost 6-5. And then only last week. Gave the Championship League a real run before running into the eventual champion Mark Selby. with the trophy on the line.
$49. $50. $55.
I'm sure that Mark Allen was expecting some form of rearguard action from Wu.
56.
Now, discounting the Championship League, which is only the best of 5 frames, in actual knockout tournament play,
62.
Wu has made a century in each of his last 7 matches.
63.
And he could keep that string intact here. The frame is now well and truly won.
69. $70. Yize 70 and the frame.
No century, but in a single scoring visit, I think it's fair, a match that so far is living up to expectations. It's featured both drama at the end of the 4th frame, which Wu might have won having required a snooker, but he missed the black tough one across the top cushion. Also, quality. Allen making breaks of 51, 78 and 73 so far. Wu Yize, his highest, the run of 70 he's just put together to win frame 6.
It's a touching ball.
It really is the start for Mark Allen of a massive couple of weeks potentially. Would love to go deep here. And then next week at the Welsh Open. Currently, he's the front runner to qualify for the £150,000 bonus as the best player overall in the 4 home nations tournaments. Semi-finalist in the Scottish Open and the Northern Ireland Open. Winner of the English Open. Yeah, so if things go according to plan for Mark Allen over the next fortnight, it could prove a very lucrative spell in the season for him. Currently occupying 9th in the world rankings officially, but he comes into this tournament with all points deducted. Actually 10th on the provisional list. So success here today, we're doing the power of good. And bear in mind, it wasn't too far back when he had a brief spell as world number 1. Playing it like that, the only red he could leave was the one he went for, and he has left it. What an opportunity for Wu.
One.
In the last frame, when I was running through Wu's list of achievements this
5.
season, it was rather remiss of me to ignore the fact he's made his first 147 in pro competition
6.
in the Championship League recently. So he's ticking an awful lot of boxes. Well, he took nothing with that one. That was, without doubt, the worst shot of the entire match. Total and utter misjudgment.
Yize 11. One.
Quick to offer an apology.
Brown ball.
He might be feeling sorry, but it won't stop him nestling in behind the brown.
Foul.
Oh,
Miss.
the cardinal sin. He's not
Yize 1.
reached.
Mark Allen 4. Free ball.
Leaving a free ball as well. A gift of a green. What a turning point.
Green ball. One.
You so often see pros, when they're rolling up to a ball colour, be a little heavy-handed. And that's the reason. Doing the opposite, being a little too cute and leaving the cue ball short, that can be so costly.
Seven.
On the other table, by the way, it's now 4-1 to John Higgins. The great Scot has just made a 133 break in frame 5.
13. 14.
All afternoon I've been extolling the virtues of Mark Allen when it comes to cue ball control.
20.
There, though, for him, that was a really poor one. Really poor. He will hate that because
Mark Allen,
that's
20.
his forte. Building breaks, keeping the white in check. As it is, it's a really good opportunity squandered. It's certainly been one of those matches where what happens next is tough to predict. On more than one occasion, you thought a player would go on and win the frame, and then something very unexpected crops up. can't be accused of hindsight when I say this. It's an aspect of Yize's game he has to sharpen. Safety play is not top 16 level, even if his potting and break building is. And actually there, where the cue ball has come to rest, it could have been a lot easier for Mark Allen. Had to rely on a little bit of good fortune there. He played it very well to hold for the pink. But you never know with those kind of reactions where the cue ball's going to end up. Well, this is Allen's second golden chance. His first ended because of a positional misjudgment.
7.
Can't see that recurring.
Eight.
Now, forced to lean over here, sometimes alignment can be compromised on this kind of shot. We see a lot of these overcut. Not by Mark Allen, who's now back in prime.
$21.
He possesses that short, quite stabby cue action. Unlike Wu, not the greatest reach over the table. Had to really stretch for that one.
$27.
If the black were an extra half an inch off that ball cushion, he would be targeting that. But it's just in the zone where it might be missable. Might be a case of a ball you could wobble, so needs to get a little closer to it. And that's what he can now do off this red.
33.
Yeah, didn't like the angle on the red, so again, ignoring the black quite sensibly. 46 in front. Whether it's yellow or green, he'll need one more red in the colour. If he does take on the black, which is fraught with danger, he would then only need one more red. So Allen almost there.
36.
He's constructed this break patiently and with good sense. So one snooker needed by Yize. He's 54 adrift, 51 on.
$43.
Allen
Mark Allen, 43.
taking nothing for
And the
granted. Even I mentioned before, in 3 previous meetings between these two, Yize's only victory, 5-4 in the last 32 of the German Masters last season, when he was 4-2 down.
Foul. Yize 6.
Pink into the middle. More importantly, Mark Allen apologising, even though he's given 6 points away. He's left nothing on. Yeah, so Wu has completed one unlikely comeback against Allen. Can he make it an even more unlikely fight back in this match? The way things have gone so far, I would say no. But he's one of those inspirational players, Wu, who can reel off frames in next to no time.
Thank you.
That old adage comes to mind, even this early. The last frame is always the hardest to win. Not always, but often.
One. Eight. Nine.
What an afternoon so far for John Higgins, leading Neil Robertson 5-1 now.
$14. 15.
15 That was a skim off the
22.
reds rather than a robust contact.
Yize 22.
Cheeky attempt at a double. Probably wouldn't have played that. Well, definitely wouldn't have had the pink not been available in bulk. Well, that one will be one that Mark Allen wants to forget in a hurry. Totally messed up. And ditto on that one.
Could you please don't move when the player's down on shot?
There have been several occasions today where Mark Allen has left the table thinking he was going to be on the receiving end of a big break or lose a frame. But Wu just hasn't been his usual sharp self. It's as simple as that. You can trace it all back to the second frame. He won the first comfortably, had a chance to inflict a real blow in the second when he was 51-0 down, embarked on a 47 break, did all the hard work, and he missed a red to middle. And ever since Mark Allen has been the better of the two. Obviously, frame 4 was massive also. If you're just joining our coverage, well, basically what happened, Allen should have won it out of sight. But Wu Yize, needing a snooker on the last red, eventually got it. And Mark well have stolen the frame, but he missed a really tricky black across the top cushion, left it unmissably hanging in the jaws. So Allen was able to go into the interval with a 3-1 lead as opposed to being pegged back to 2-2. Well, with the red hanging over the pocket, Allen thought he would take the cue ball into the bunch and open a few. But that's the worst possible outcome, leaving horribly hampered queuing. Very difficult to get the white anywhere. And needing the dreaded swan-necked spider. Don't discount a foul shot here. It's amazing, you know, how often you see a player take out the swan neck and then when they get into a position to play the shot, they realise it's just not worth it. So he's taking out the conventional spider rest and putting a normal rest upon it. Not bad, I think the best he could do.
I'll take it.
And of course greatly helped by the fact that the black is adjacent to the middle. The problem with this shot, weaving the cue ball through congestion and back to the scoring portion of the table. Traffic avoided.
17.
And one of those instances where catching the bump of a middle pocket has actually worked out not too badly. Okay, this is a crunch ball. If everything goes well with this shot, it could be the beginning of the end.
Mark Allen, 18. One.
Yize has renewed life.
Six. Seven.
And when you're at the point of no return and you have to win frames, opportunities don't go any better than this.
Fourteen. Fifteen. $22. 23.
Deliberately screwed back into the red to knock
30.
it towards the pocket. Didn't quite catch the red as full as he wanted to. And so there's a question mark, whichever red he takes on here. Yeah, especially with slightly hampered queuing. Yeah, I'm not surprised there.
Yize, 30.
Had to place his bridge hand in a different position to normal. And out of the comfort zone, the red, frankly, did not threaten.
Okay, thank you.
So Allen, as he gets the cue ball cleaned, 40 behind, but 59 on the table.
One.
Normally when he gets a sniff of victory, he is very good indeed, Mark Allen. I said before, got immense bottle. In his own mind, as he plays that with deep screw and reverse side, in his own mind he'll be thinking, I definitely should win from here. Dropping dead straight on that red doesn't do him any favours. In a strange way, the last colour he knocked in, he struck it a little too well for his own good. Don't think he quite anticipated getting this far down the table. He certainly didn't anticipate missing that red. They're never easy. These middle pockets are brutally tight, and he was stretching, but that was a real shock.
Thank you. 1. Six.
So this red to extend the match.
Seven.
Yize are not out of the reckoning yet.
$12. Yize 12 and a frame.
Mark Allen concedes. He missed a black off its spot, and then a tricky little red to the middle pocket. On both occasions, they will be annoying for him. Yize pulls one back. Mark Allen's lead is now 5. There's only one thought in Mark Allen's mind: to win this match here and now before Yize can build up a head of steam.
One.
The pot was okay. Pity about the position.
Yize 1.
Well, a strange old shot that, because if the black had gone in, Wu might have been in a spot of bother with the cue ball so close to the top cushion. Allen has to mind his P's and Q's here. Again, the tactical side of Yize's game lets him down. Cue ball should not have been there. Not saying he's left anything easy, of course he hasn't. But he's left something. And that's been one of the finest points of Mark Allen's game in this match. He's potted so many good balls to a distant baulk pocket. And the opening red there could be really fruitful.
7. $13.
Not for the first time, Mark Allen asking the referee to clean a ball. Oh, that's worked out a treat. Now, the pink might not be available to the top right-hand pocket. It certainly is to the top left. But there's alternatives. And he's been doing this a lot today, Mark Allen. And he feels it's prudent, not frightened to go down for ball colours. Well, he didn't grasp two chances the previous frame. The 8th
24.
To get over the line. Will he take this one?
25. $32.
We have our first quarter-finalist in this Players' Championship. It is the evergreen John Higgins. Neil Robertson, the top seed, because
33.
he's got more ranking points this season than anyone else. The first to go out. And we could be having near simultaneous handshakes, maybe
39.
about 5 minutes apart, if that.
40. $46.
Wu sitting there, looking a little forlorn, no doubt fearing the worst. And with every reason.
47.
He's performed very well in the Players' Championship over the years,
54.
Mark Allen. Won it in Manchester in 2016, again here in Telford a couple of years ago.
55.
Semi-finalist in 2019, quarter-finalist in 2020. And now another quarter-final appearance presents itself.
$62.
For me, the match
63.
revolved around two early frames, which Allen could easily have lost, which he actually won. And now he has won. Yize are requiring multiple snookers.
69.
There's no way back from here.
70.
Next on the agenda for Mark Allen, a last 8 meeting with either Mark Selby or Jack Lisowski.
77.
Formidable opposition,
78.
undoubtedly. But so is Yize. And today the young Chinese player, very much second best.
85. $86.
The only unanswered question now, can Mark Allen make his 690th century break in professional competition?
$93.
That's a real shame.
Mark
No
Allen,
century
93.
to catch victory.
French.